Okay guys, we'll call this hitting between raindrops. I haven't hit a shot today because it's been raining. But essentially guys, this is what it is. It's a big, for people that haven't shifted before and have only turned, you'll feel like you're swaying like this. But watch Rocco mediate. And have a look at the performance of Rocco when he nearly beat Tiger in that US Open. Marvellous performance. And I've seen Rocco hit it in the flesh. Very ungainly golf swing, guys. And down on the downswing, he looks like a social player. This is Rocco on the downswing. There's no lag with Rocco at all. He gets up here, and he's got a big wide arc, and he just takes that down here. He doesn't try and hold that angle. He just keeps those elbows pointing down, and he gets that look about him. So I'll try and do the shift, and but guys, you can apply this. I think you can apply this to any golf swing. Okay, the shift will be hard compared to, well, it won't be hard, but it'll be different. It'll be certainly different to anybody that just turns, or just centralized pivots in their backswing. This is essentially, here we are here, going to move here, and we're going to move in. So you really do drive off that trail side. So we shift, and we drive. Shift and drive. Shift, drive. You see how you finish here? It'll feel like a big sway, guys. But what it will feel like, that these are not doing anything. Those elbows are there and that Y's there, and that's all you do. You just take that back. Now I just think that you can apply that to any golf swing, because it's just a set of mechanical, biomechanical processes. Here. Shift, drive. Guys, you've got to see that. You've got to see that ball fly. I know people are saying, well, JH, why can't we? Well, we're working on getting some shot tracer. A type of a shot tracer. And when you're doing this, guys, if you can actually talk to yourself in the backswing, say shift, drive, shift, drive. Because we don't want to turn, we want to shift. Got those elbows pointing down, take them to the top. And we're very centralized with our arms and the club, guys. There's none of this. Because as soon as you do that, you've broken down the Y and the V. You've broken that down. We want that formed and maintained. That's very much what we want. The ground's like a bog here, guys. It's unbelievable. So we're going to shift and drive. And the good thing, guys, is it'll give you a lot of freedom when you have a shift. When you turn, you feel very restricted. But with a shift, drive. What type of ball flight do you get? And the drive comes from, guys, that. Drive off that trail foot. What type of ball flight? Well, for me, dead straight. Just a touch, just at the end. Depends how I tend to always set up with a slightly open club face. So my attack angle with this golf swing is very, very straight. Probably only a couple of degrees into out. So I basically get a dead straight shot, and it just peels at the end, just falls off to the right at the end. Just a tiny, most people when they see it, they just think it's just straight. But it's just got that little fall off, leak fade right at the end. If I square the club face up or shut it down, I just get a little 2-yard draw. But I like that little straight leaker. Don't lose any distance, it's just really strong. So here we go. And guys, get down, hunker down, get into your legs, get centralized, and a shift, shift, drive. And if you can do that smoothly, just make your drive a little bit sequenced on the downswing. Don't go shift drive. Put those elbows down, shift, drive. Now I haven't got as much drive as I used to have. And that's only because I haven't done it for so long. But what I did notice, guys, was I picked up speed. I really did pick up speed. Shift and drive. Okay, keep those elbows pointing down. Come on, shift, big shift, shift, drive. Look here, guys, still there. It's not over here, it's not there, it's there. Hands do nothing. There's no slap in this golf swing, none. It's just my old golf swing. And I had to agree with my buddy. Look, we played together for like 10 years. And he's very complimentary, but he said, Jay, it's, you know, the amount of times that you miss hit the ball in those days, he said, I can't even remember it. It was just very metronomic. And he said, you look very free. He said, today, in all the videos you do, you look very stilted and very mechanical. He said, in the old swing, it was just take it from here, put it there, and then bring it back and put it over there. And he's right. So, we're centralised. We've got a lot of pressure here. We've got those elbows pointing down. Right forearm is rotated. The elbow has got pitch in here. Once I've got that, I want to increase that rotation on the downswing. I actually want to feel, guys, like my hand, trail hand's doing that, opening up really. You don't, but that's the feeling you want. You don't want to get back here with that and then release that. You want that and increase it. Watch this video a couple of times and listen to what I say, and then you'll get what we should be doing. You won't see huge amounts of lag. I'm not trying to lag it. I'm trying to straight line it. Rocco didn't have any lag. No lag. Like Tom Watson. Tom Watson didn't have any lag. They were straight liners. But both fantastic ball striker. If you saw Rocco, and you didn't know it was Rocco, and you saw him having a practice swing, and even saw him swinging and didn't watch his ball flight, you'd just think he was a club player. Because the swing doesn't look impressive. But that ball flight is unbelievable. And he nearly won the US Open against Tiger. Had Tiger not knocked in that 35-footer from off the green to get in the playoff, he wins. But that's Tiger. And he still kept Tiger honest in the playoff. He was still in it in the playoff with a few holes to go. So Rocco could really play. Still can. So here we go, guys. So it's shift, elbows down, shift, drive. Tell you when that comes down. Now, see this? That's where you want to finish. You know why you want to finish like that? Because that's where it is at address. You want to have that feeling there, and that feeling there, and that feeling there. That's what Hogan had. I remember Mo Norman, when I first met Mo Norman, and he hit a few shots, and I said, then he was just drinking a Coke, and he hit a few shots. He said, ooh, looks like Hogan, and I turned around and I said, oh wow, looks like Ben Hogan. He said, oh no, not Ben, Paul or Hulk, not Ben. Well, that was Mo. Oh no, not Ben, Paul or Hulk. Okay, so here we go. We're going to shift, drive. Guys, I got to tell you, and you know JH is a little prone to overacting or overzealousness or exaggeration, but I got to tell you, and honestly, Scout's on it, they are as good as any shots I've ever hit in my life the best shots I've ever hit, they are comparable. And they are like I used to hit it when I first started playing. The freedom there, guys, is extraordinary. It's extraordinary freedom. The shift gives me freedom. I'm getting out of here. Shift, drive. Say it to yourself. Say it. Shift, drive. Get the drive better. Shift, drive. The drive's got to be more forceful. That trail leg's got to start the drive, the trail foot. Shift, drive. Now I've been, for years, I've not been doing a trail foot drive, so it's hard for me to get it back. And I haven't got, I've probably got, I need to have 50% more than I've got now. Don't have anywhere near what I used to have. But I'll try and incorporate a little bit of this. Come on, shift, shift, drive. I'll tell you what, guys, the one thing that this swing will not do is hit the ball over here. Can't hit over here because you're not doing that. You're doing that. You're doing that. There's no pin they can hide from you when you know the ball is going to do that. They can't hide a pin. That's why they couldn't hide a pin from Hogan. But when you know it's going to go there or there, you don't know. If you've got a hard tuck pin on the left, the green, there's water on the left or bunkers, you can go at that pin because you know it's never going to go left of the pin, so it's going to go at the pin and work off the pin. If you're brave enough, like Hogan, you can aim it left of the pin and then bring it onto the pin. You can start it at the bunker and then bring it to the pin. He only moved it. I never saw his ball strike, but I know Norman von Nyder played with him and hit balls with him, and he told me, he said the ball didn't move. People say, you know, they think of the ball moving like this. It was a dead straight shot and just fell off at the end like Tiger's or Freddie Couples' shot. Or in Jack's, just dead straight, just falls like that. And it was interesting that Norman von Nyder said that most of the time when he played Hogan, and they were playing practice matches and they were playing for money, Hogan never hit a fade, always hit a draw to get that little bit extra distance. Because Norman von Nyder was small, but he could really hit it. And he said he used to play the draw. He said most time, like almost all the shots were off the tee were a draw shot. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, guys, and we're going to shift, big shift, move, big shift, shift, drive. Now, guys, this is early days. I haven't been doing this since my buddy came up. I've just been thinking about it and saying, well, don't want to confuse guys, but really, guys, it's so difficult to swing like someone else. But this is something you can put in any golf swing. Okay, now have a big shift, Jazz. Come on. Big shift, here. Shift, drive. Okay, got to drive, that's perfect shot. But there's not enough drive in that. I've got to sort of hold the shift and get the drive starting earlier. Come on. Shift, drive. See, these modern type clubs, you just get massive height out of it. Just the ball carries. Beautiful flight. Because you're coming in with proper loft, guys. There's no rollover, you're not de-lofting. Come on. Come on, really big shift. Shift, drive. Now, guys, I haven't had any practice sessions with this. I'm getting back to it. But they're as wonderful a golf shot as I've ever hit. And it takes me back to my old days. And because I've got a suspect lower back, and with my weight training and everything, and it hurts me some days, and it's from my, you know, motor racing days. I had a couple of big crashes and hurt my back, and a few motorcycle crashes when I was racing motorcycles. So my back has always been suspect. And a normal swing, when I wind it up, it hurts if I ever be, but this doesn't, because there's no wind up, it's a shift. Come on. Shift. Shift. Drive. Go on, where's the shot tracker? We've got a left to right hard wind here, guys. I'm aiming at the tree up there. Got 5-iron here, and it's just, they're just lasers. Absolute wind is, just at the end of the flight, wind is just catching and just tipping it. But just amazing. Come on, big shift. Come on, George. Shift. Drive. Now this is the first practice session I've had with it. The weather up here has been terrible, guys. It's been windy, all sorts of stuff. Haven't been able to get out to do videos, and I wanted to sort of think about it. And I wanted to come back and do this live and say, this is what I did all those years ago. When my buddy came up, we sort of sat up, we went and had lunch, we hit some balls, you know, for an hour or so, and but that's all. I probably only hit 100 balls. And since then I haven't hit any more. So I want you to see this live and see it resurrected. Guys, they're beautiful golf shots. I got to tell you, they are great golf shots. I'll just hit one this way. Come on, big shift, Jay. Shift, drive. Look at this, guys, look. That's still in front of the body, look. That's what I want to emphasize. That's up with the cows. The cows wouldn't be in play with a 5-iron normally for me today, but that's landed in the middle of the cows. Didn't hit them because they didn't look up. But this is what I want you to watch. And say to yourself, shift, drive. If I get the drive going, I'll hit it so far. For me. Come on. Elbows down, shift, drive. I tell you when it comes down. Now, it's a 5-iron. The height is fantastic because you've got proper loft on the golf club. Haven't tried it at all with a driver. Let's see it live. Shift and drive with the driver. No fake photography on the JH practice, see guys, no editing. What you see is what we're doing. This was my 40-inch driver that I had. I've actually lengthened it back to 43.5. There's a reason for that, which I'll go into later. Okay, this is shift and drive with the elbows down. Shift, drive. There's a big tree up here, guys, that I normally aim at. It's about 40 feet wide. That just went straight over the top of it and up to the back fence. Now that swing clearly mustn't look like I'm trying to expel a lot of energy. But that was right in the middle of the golf club. Oh. Everything's centralized, guys, look. Elbows down. Come on, shift, shift, drive. Look, I got to tell you, it's, for me, it's difficult to get back to the feeling because I feel I've got a lot of movement. But that ball flight's sensational. Come on, big shift. shift, drive. Now really guys, when you get the drive right, the drive clearly is the thing that starts the arms down. The drive starts the arms down. So you've got to get that drive going as the first, this has got to be the first motion or action or process in the downswing. Come on, elbows down, shift, drive. I can tell you anything, but they are, I don't know, we should have to have another name for straightness, because they are, if you had a gutter, a house gutter, and it was 250 yards long, just run a ball down. That's what that drive looks like. It's just going to run down that gutter. It's not going to deviate 2 or 3 inches. It's just not moving, guys. It does not move. And what does the swing feel like? Leisurely. It feels like this. That's what it feels like. But it's a shift. I'm shifting. Shift. All this is into here. You never see me lift my left foot, ever. In what you've seen, because you've never seen my old swing, but in the old days I used to. It used to, because I used to shift my mass so much. Okay? Come on, big shift, big drive. Shift, drive. See, the tee's not coming out of the ground, so how clean is the contact? And how level is it? This is 8 degree driver, ball's going there. And this is a Diamana Tour X. Same shaft that Henrik Stenson used to use, because this was one of the heads that Henrik had. This is a Tour issue, old Diablo. Amazing golf club. Okay, shift, drive. Guys, I don't feel any hands at all. Zip on the doodah, no hands whatsoever. Long video, but it's an explanation. This is... So let's recap. What are we trying to do? We're trying to get centralized. We're trying to get the elbow pockets up and the points of the elbows pointing down. We're trying to rotate that, trying to keep those there like they're bound together. We take it there, shift, and then we drive. But when we drive, we don't want to pull it in here, and we don't want to get the, we don't want to lose any connection with that lead arm. That lead arm's got to stay connected. So the secret is elbow pockets up, points of the elbows down, maintain them in the golf swing. Keep the club directly in front of the body. Don't try and take it behind you, behind the forearm line. Don't get it behind the forearm line. Don't get it behind the forearm line. It stays there. It'll feel like it's outside, guys, but it's dead square. Look, it hasn't changed. This is what you've got to come to grips with. When you take a club back dead square, that'll feel like you're doing that because you're so used to doing that. All right, let's have a big shift and a power drive. See if I can fly this over the back fence. It's about 255 to carry over that back fence yards, which is a long way for me. Not long for you guys, but it is for me. With their range balls and very heavy air today. Come on, Chase. Shift, drive. Okay, really hit that hard and spun out of it a bit. Just dropped inside the fence. Probably about 250 yards, just didn't carry the 255 to get over. But the range ball, and I just pushed it a little bit, pushed it about 5-7 yards, because I really tried to hit it hard. I've got to get the drive going earlier. And that one because I did trying to hit it harder, the attack was a little bit down, and that's why the tree came. A perfect shot, but just instead of going over the tree, was just about 5-7 yards to the right of the tree. Just perfect. Come on, big shift. That's it. I'll hit a proper Titleist, and I should be able to get this over that fence. Come on, Jage. Last shot, guys. Here we go. Come on. Big shift. It's just hard. It's a perfect shot. It's just hard to cultivate the drive, because I haven't been doing the drive with the right foot. But when I get that, that'll be another 20 yards for me. It really will. It's just hard for me to drive because I haven't been driving for so long. But I'll really try and drive the right foot. Shift. Now that's really a bit overdone, because I'm trying to drive that, but I've got to work that back into my golf swing. If you were over there and you didn't know that I didn't hit that as well as I have been, you wouldn't know it by the ball flight, but I know when I hit it. Okay, just one smooth shift, one smooth drive, and that'll do us. Come on. Shift, drive. That's the best one today. Okay guys, so there'll be more going forward, but I just want to say this is something you can all do in any golf swing you've got. You don't have to do Jimmy Bruin, Mo Norman, Mike Austin, or anybody else. You can do this. Hogan had a lot of that in there, and Rocco had the shift in his golf swing. Very much so. So that's where I've been, and it's basically back to the past, because it worked fantastic back in those days, guys. It was unbelievable, and it's just beautiful here. Those iron shots, those drives were just beautiful, and it works with everything. Every single shot you hit, it's just fantastic. Okay guys, we'll do some more over the weekend if the weather doesn't, but I just want to introduce you to. So it's called Shift and Drive, and there's a few more intricacies in the package. But the basic package is that the elbows are always up, the pockets are always up. Here, keep it in front. We shift in the backswing. Shift. 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 All this is over this trail side. And then we drive, we reshift. Okay guys, more rain coming. So yeah, we'll do more, but that's going to be the emphasis going forward. Something you can put in your own golf swing. Shift and drive. Yeah, that were great shots, weren't they? Fantastic shots.